Lord Cutler Beckett executes anyone suspected of or even remotely connected to piracy in order to strengthen his and the East India Trading Company's position in the Caribbean. Jones is given the order to sink all pirate ships by Beckett, who has taken possession of Davy Jones' heart. Prisoners who have been sentenced to death defiantly sing a song to call the Fourth Brethren Court, which is made up of 9 pirate lords, to meet at Shipwreck Cove and take action against Beckett. But because he never named a replacement, Caribbean pirate Lord Captain Jack Sparrow is required to attend. On other hand, we see that Captain Barbossa, Will, Elizabeth, Tia Dalma and Black Pearl crewman goes to Singapore to meet Sao Feng. Sao Feng is one of Lord Pirate out of 9. He has a map which will take them to the worlds, and Feng is upset that Will tried to steal the map before Elizabeth and Barbossa make a deal with him for map and a ship. Under Beckett's guideline, the British Royal Navy, under the command of Mercer, launches an unexpected attack on Feng's bathhouse. In the confusion that follows, Will makes a deal with Feng to obtain the Black Pearl in exchange for Sparrow. Feng wants to give Jack Sparrow to Beckett in exchange for protection from Davy Jones' attacks on pirates. Will wants his father to be protected by the Black Pearl from the Flying Dutchman. Then we see that the crew crosses a frozen sea and sailing over a sizable waterfall. After we see that they enter in World's End. While imprisoned on the Pearl, Sparrow frequently has hallucinations of an entire crew made up of himself, each member representing a different aspect of his personality. Jack is reunited with his former shipmates when the Pearl is mysteriously transported to an ocean shore by crab-like creatures, likely sent by Tia Dalma, since she is seen petting a crab as the ship moves. He is initially hesitant to rejoin a crew that includes the four individuals who attempted to kill him in the past, with Elizabeth being the only one to succeed. Then we see that the Black Pearl crew is looking for a way out as they come across some floating corpses underwater. According to Tia Dalma, Davy Jones was chosen to transport the dead to the afterlife by Calypso, the sea goddess, and his lover. In exchange, Jones was given 1 day every 10 years to spend with his love on land. However, when she didn't show up, the disgruntled captain abandoned his ship and turned into a monster. Elizabeth sees the ghost of Governor Weatherby Swan, who was killed by Cutler Beckett, because Governor knows secret of the heart. Governor says that whoever stabs Jones' heart becomes the Flying. Then we see that Jack Sparrow decodes a clue on the map and realizes the ship must be upside down to return to the living world. Otherwise, Black Pearl remains trapped in the World's End. Then Jack and other crew member start trying to do ship upside down. After they succeed to do, we see that the green light flash, they enter back to their living world. When the crew stops at a small island to restock their supplies, they discover the Kraken's carcass. Jones had killed the monster on Beckett's orders, and Jack comes to understand the true seriousness of the threat to piracy. They are ambushed by Sao Feng as they continue on, and he reveals his covert arrangement with Will. He makes a second agreement with Cutler Beckett to give up the crew in exchange for keeping the Black Pearl. But in doing so, he betrays Will. Sparrow is taken aboard the Endeavour when it docks, but he declines to tell Beckett where the Brethren Court will meet. Instead, Jack concocts a plan to protect him from Jones in exchange for Beckett protecting him by leading him to where the pirates will meet and luring them out to be destroyed. Feng bargains with Barbossa to release the Pearl in exchange for Elizabeth, whom he believes to be Calypso imprisoned in human form after Beckett betrays him. When Feng attacks the Endeavour, Jack is able to escape. Feng explains to Elizabeth from the warship Empress that the First Brethren Court imprisoned Calypso in human form so that men could rule the seas. Feng's ship is attacked by Davy Jones. Elizabeth is chosen as the new captain and the pirate lord of the South China Sea by the mortally wounded Feng. The Flying Dutchman's brig is then used to hold her as well as the crew. Admiral James Norrington, who is also on board, releases Elizabeth and her crew after regretting his earlier deeds. Norrington is killed by Will's insane father. Will leads Beckett's ship in a trail of floating bodies. Will is caught by Jack, who then lends him his magical compass so Beckett can locate Shipwreck Cove. Will is then thrown overboard by Jack, but Beckett's ship saves him, and it is revealed that Davy Jones was behind Calypso's detention by the original pirate lords. The 9 pirate lords introduce themselves and give the 9 pieces of 8 at Shipwreck Island. They disagree over Calypso's release after learning the purpose of the meeting. Barbossa seeks confirmation that only a pirate king has the authority to declare war from Captain Teague Sparrow, keeper of the Pirate Codex and Jack's father. After a vote for her by Sparrow's breaks a deadlock, Elizabeth, a newly appointed pirate lord of the South China Sea, is chosen as pirate king. Each pirate lord only voted for themselves. She issues a command to the pirates to attack Beckett. Then we see that Elizabeth and Barbossa switch Sparrow for Will during a discussion with Beckett and Jones. The other pirate lords are tricked by Barbossa into handing over their pieces of 8 rank insignias, which he needs to release Calypso, who is imprisoned as Tia Dalma in human form. Will reveals that her lover, Davy Jones, betrayed her to the Brethren Court as Barbossa releases her in a ritual. Just as the Navy's vast fleet begins to appear on the horizon, her rage unleashes a violent maelstrom. Sparrow breaks free from the Flying Dutchmans during the conflict and Jack takes the dead man's chest. In the meantime, Davy Jones murders Mercer and gets the chest's key, which Jack later takes from Jones in a fight. Near the heart of the enormous maelstrom, the Black Pearl and the Flying Dutchman square off. While they are engaged in combat, Will proposes to Elizabeth and Captain Barbossa marries them. Will climbs aboard the Flying Dutchman to get the chest, but Davy Jones kills him. Sparrow, who desired Jones' heart for his own immortality, placed his broken saber in Will's hand and assisted him in stabbing Jones' heart, killing Jones as Bootstrap Bill attacked Jones. The crew of the Flying Dutchman carves out Will's heart and puts it in the dead man's chest. As Jack and Elizabeth escape, the ship sinks into the whirlpool. Beckett makes plans to attack the Black Pearl, with no intention of keeping his promise to Jack. The crew has changed to human, and the Dutchman suddenly rises from the depths with Will as the captain. Will and Sparrow attack the Endeavour with the Flying Dutchman and the Black Pearl, sinking it and taking Beckett's life. In disarray, the Armada withdraws. Even though the Dutchman crew has recovered their humanity and Will has been saved, he is still obligated to navigate the seas as the ship's captain. Will and Elizabeth spend just 1 day together getting married on an island. At sunset, Will departs, but not before giving Elizabeth the dead man's chest for storage. Soon after, Barbossa takes control of the Black Pearl once more, leaving Jack and Gibbs stranded in Tortuga. But Sparrow has already taken out the center of the map, which leads to the Fountain of Youth. In this way our movie gets end. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe our channel.